What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new edition of Acts of Creation. Today we're going to be taking a look at Positive Grid's new Bias FX desktop. So what is Bias FX desktop? Essentially, it's a brand new amp and effects processor brought to you from Positive Grid. A lot of you are probably familiar with their Bias desktop and iPad apps, which allows you to go into the amp and fully customize any amp that you want, and this takes it in the next step further and allows you to create a single chain or a rack effects and gives you a live rig or a recording rig. So you can not only have your amps, but you can have your delays and compressors and reverbs and choruses and everything you want. So we're just going to take a look at some of those things today and how we can get it going in your DAW of choice. Today I am using Logic Pro. And you can see here I have a couple things already set up. If you're unfamiliar with how to open a plugin in your DAW, please refer to your instruction manual or the internet for those things. So on my channel, right here, here's my channel 1. I'm going to come down. If you don't know, I'll come to my plugin list here. All my plugins that are listed here, I go down to Audio Units, Positive Grid, Bias FX, and Stereo. Bam. And it would be mono if you're running a mono track. You can see I have the bias installed as well, and that's really cool. So if you go into bias and you customize an amp, you can then integrate that amp through Bias FX, and that'll be through your tone cloud settings, which is a really nice feature. So here it is, and you can see one of the things that I'm taking advantage of here is the dual signal chain. So I am running 2 amps at the same time simultaneously. I've set each amp up with a drive, and each amp up has an EQ, and we can go through. There's a noise gate on it. You can see it's lit up here because of the little red light. You have a splitter, which allows you to control which audio is going in. Here's the drive settings, the amp for each one, and then behind that I have the mixer, and I have each one pan left and right. And in this particular setup, I'm running an EQ behind the whole setup to take out any kind of unwanted noise and frequencies and boost any particular ones, and then I have a delay and a reverb set up just to give it a little depth. So this is the interface of the plugin. When you open it up, you have your choices of factory presets here, which we'll go through in a second, and then they give you a couple banks for saving your own, and then you can create a favorites list. Okay, so you want to sign in over here, and then if I click on this little cloud button, this is going to bring you to the tone cloud, and you can go through some popular ones or a particular genre of music, and then you can download whatever is up there that you might find interesting and then build upon it and make it your own. If you want to save a preset, you can save it right here. I can save or save as if I want to duplicate it and change its name. And then right here, this is the upload button. So I might as well do that right now. Alright, woohoo! Go Jeopardy. So, that's been uploaded. Check it out if you're in your Tone Cloud sign-in. Do a search for dual amp AOC. So now let's go through and how we're going to set all this up. So again, I have this preset, so let's hear this dual amp really quick here. I'll play. And there you go. So that's the sound of the dual amp channel. Sounds really good. One of the main differences between the desktop and say the iOS versions is that the desktop is supported for 96K and professional recording. So that's a nice feature if you take advantage of that. So now let's kind of go through. So you can see this is my own preset. And if I want to go in and change the amps, I just double click on an amp. Oops. There we go. And this is all the amps that are loaded in that come with Positive Grid. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see this one that says Dead 50 and AOC Parabola. Right, those are some of the custom amps I built in the Bias desktop, and that they're imported in here. They're shared with it because I've uploaded it, and I can load it into this preset if I want, which is the nice little feature. right? So this is great for me because if I'm recording a lesson, I can have a whole rig essentially set up and I can just plug in and record a lesson. If I want to practice, I don't have to turn on all my gear, and I really like that a lot. So it's really great for quick recordings, and it's also great for reamping, right? After you recorded yourself a nice little direct input of something that you want to hear, we come over to this other track, and what I'll do is play through this, and I have this set up. This is a custom sound that I have. Maybe I'll upload this one too after the video. So this one's called Little Semi-Dirty. We have a black face and a duo verb set up. I got a little overdrive and mod in the back of it. I think I took a factory preset and just changed some things with this. So let's hear this, and then we'll run through. So if you wanted the reamp, you can just flick through the presets. Alright, so maybe I want to change the sound of this. Let's run through, because I'm going to reamp this now, right? Got a nice little thing, so let's go through the factory presets. Let's see what this sounds like. Vox, very nice. And there you go. So if you need to reamp something, you can just quickly go through any of your presets or your favorite sounds like that and get the right tone you are looking for. And that about sums up our little overview of Bias FX Desktop. I hope you dig it. I do a lot. It's very useful for me in lessons and recording quick ideas and just practicing at night. It's really nice. I'm looking forward to getting a nice little MIDI controller for it. Do some cool playthrough videos. It'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, as always, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.